Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to an episode of my F1 Road to Glory series for 2019, for episode number 13 at the Belgian Grand Prix here at Spa. Last time out though at Hungary, it was a roller coaster of emotions, I think you'll agree. Huge amount of wheel spin, and that's horrendous, we're down 3 positions.
That's not gone well.
They've stolen our downforce, they've stolen our grip, and they've stolen our engineering prowess. We're gonna make a huge dive, and we pressurized him into a mistake. Yes, the wild dive bombers work. But thankfully, the roller coaster ended on a high there with points over McLaren to overtake in the constructors fight. We now could maybe look ahead to trying to overtake Toro Rosso even. And you'd think after a good result, the team would want to reward me. You think, but you'd be wrong.
I know we were expecting some new developments this weekend, but some of them have failed quality control. Make sure you indicate what you'd like redeveloped via the workstation.
Oh, well, here we are, back on the bullshit here with Williams. We've got a part failure. The drag reduction upgrade we're going to do on the car has failed. We've got the weight redistribution at least, so maybe our car will feel good mid-apex. But on the straights, maybe we can't really compromise the aero like I thought I would. You know, the upgrade for drag would mean that we could technically maybe run higher wings and still have the same similar sort of straight line speed. But unfortunately, that has failed on the car. Our team don't feel up to it. I don't know, maybe they had too many biscuits after the great performance we had and someone overdosed in the factory, I don't know. But we move in to qualifying then here at Spa-Francorchamps, one of the longest laps on the calendar, so that just means there's more time for us to lose, really. That's just a fact. There's just more time for us to be mediocre everywhere on the lap. And actually, it was actually looking okay, to be fair. We're in P18 to P17, actually, as we go through into Sector 2. I thought, you know what, the car's actually feeling not too bad, you know. I feel like I'll be able to play around with it, but then we move into P19 eventually, and then have a massive snap of oversteer as we go down the back straight, pretty much confirming ourselves in P19. And then going into the boss stop, definitely confirming ourselves maybe in P19 as I lost even more time, I could tell, on the braking. And on the exit there, not really good traction, down to P20. And then we hit the wall, and we end our qualifying with an absolute bang.
Okay, that's pretty disappointing, but we can turn it around tomorrow.
And oh yeah, mate, you're disappointed. How about me? How about asking, am I okay? Where's that usual radio message? Am I okay? That was a pretty bad hit. No, you just feel bad about the result. Cool, cheers, engineer. Nice to know you care about my safety. But here we are then, last place and second last place. Kubica beat me by 2/10 there, even though I crossed the line with 3 wheels. But 2.9 off the pace. We're more than halfway through this season, and I feel like we're back to where we were in episode 1. How is that even possible?
Do you feel that you don't need to practice?
Well, to be honest, Claire, I gotta say, there's not much to tell, really. We didn't need to be out there because, what's the point of being out there when you don't have half the parts you're meant to have for a certain race weekend? I mean, just what's the point?
You left some bodywork out there on the track. Were you struggling for grip?
I think you've undersold that, Claire, because we left an entire wheel out on track. But yeah, I was struggling for grip, and to be honest, I think we just need to sack off the entire car, go back to the drawing board, bring back last year's car, probably faster.
Appreciate your time.
So anyway, we end that miserable Saturday and go on to Sunday, and it is nice and gloomy, so I think that's probably a bit of pathetic fallacy about what our race is going to be like here. Gloomy, depressing, not very bright, doesn't have much of a future. Yeah, it's just P20, P19... It's a bit abysmal, isn't it? Halfway through the season, wheel off at the end as well for good measure, embarrassment there. We make the most of it though. We've got to keep positive. I've always said that. We forget about what's happened before and we move on, and let's just all pray. Put our hands together that everyone's feeling very charitable again this race weekend, and let there be many DNFs. Yes, I really am stooping that low these days consistently. I am really just hoping for DNFs. That is all I've got to hope for in this series. And I would hope that you don't question me on that, because, well, you hopefully have watched the last 12 episodes. I think you'll agree, it's not been great. Anyway, we move on to the grid, and actually, to my surprise, we're not last place, actually. A miracle's already occurred. 2 people have engine penalties, or grid penalties at least, and so myself and Kubica, for the first time ever in our history, do not find ourselves on the last row. There's not a Williams on the last row. That is actually pretty amazing. I think Claire Williams needs to get the presses out. I think we need to put an early PR statement out before the race has even begun. Williams don't start on last row. That's the headline. That is actually quite good. That would be quite good to maybe get some new sponsors in. But anyway, strategy-wise, we're looking at a one-stop here, of course. Super soft to the soft tire. We'll be starting on that softest combat tire because, well, we need to try and move forward as fast as we can, really. The pace doesn't seem to be quite there with the car, so I really need to try and make the most of it in these opening laps here. But, yeah, let's just get into this then. We've already been blessed with 2 engine penalties for 2 other people, so let's hope we can get blessed with some DNFs maybe. So we go now to 5 red lights for the Belgian Grand Prix. The summer break's done. It's time to get to business for the second half of the season. We're underway. It's a good start from us, and we're going to try and force our way to the inside. Kubica's there on the right, and he's going to make a huge dive bomb, just like Ricciardo last episode. There's been some carbon fibre that's flown about, and Kubica, he's flying high. He's up into P10. We're P12. We nearly get squeezed into a wall by Romain Grosjean, so he's not loving us there. I'm sorry, mate, but Williams' car is actually going to try and overtake you in that Haas car, but he pushes us wide. We take to the escape road, and the FI haven't said anything. I think they just feel sorry for us, to be honest. Like, oh, look at that Williams car. Didn't even have enough downforce to go up the hill. And so they just let us by there, and I'll take it. And you can see there, look at that. Robert is side by side with Kevin Magnussen there. He nearly tried to take him for P9, but he's in the points here. This could be a double points finish for Williams, even doubly so now, because we move on later into lap 1. And there's a car off there. He's out, and so we're all up one more position. We're already double Williams in the points. P9, P10. Stop the Grand Prix now. Red flag it. This is never going to happen in the history of Formula 1 ever again. But no, the show actually continues on because myself and Kubica will continue to plough on in lap number 2. And we're actually catching and keeping up with Kevin Magnussen. Bit of a train for me, actually, that Ferrari car. I think that is of Leclerc. Going a little bit slow, maybe. You know, Leclerc was an aid to us last episode of the Hungarian Grand Prix. I don't know if he's made some contact with someone, but for some reason he's way off the pace on the minimap compared to his teammate Vettel. But anyway, back to our fight, this immediate fight with our teammate. We're going to try and overtake him to the inside now. Come on, Robert, do not do anything rash. We don't want a repeat of Silverstone. We need to take this nice and calm. This time we're not fighting over the wooden spoon. We're fighting over points, and both of us are in the points. So you need to calm it down. There we go. Nice and easy to the inside. We make a nice swap. We're still both in the points. We need to finish like this today. Come on, keep up with me, Robert. You're gonna have to use me as a bit of inspiration here and just pull along with me. But like I said, look up the road. That 3-man train headed by a Ferrari car. I'm pretty sure Leclerc. On the minimap again, you can see the distance to the top guys to Leclerc. So I think he's got some sort of issue. So what a lad he is. I mean, last time he held up a bunch of cars to aid our race against McLaren, and today he's slowing himself down again to back some cars up into us. And actually, I think he's taken someone out there. I think that's a Renault out. I think it looked like Leclerc made some contact with him. So he's literally butchering people out this Grand Prix for our benefit there. Leclerc is an actual secret aid to Williams. Who knew? I think is he on the payroll? I think he might be. You need to check that on the books. I don't know if we're cooking the books back there in the factory. I would assume so. We've got to try and take every advantage we can, really, including cooking the books. But anyway, Robert Kubica side by side with the Haas car. Unfortunately, he gets overtaken. He's getting swamped. I really hope he can stay put there in that position, though, because that still would be points just about there, because he's game 1 free position with that earlier Renault with the DNF there. But I don't know, really. Honestly, if we look back at the history of this series so far, Robert's not really always been the best at keeping up with where the car really is, and he's not been great at getting some good points. But we'll have to see. Give him the benefit of the doubt so far. But anyway, we move on then to this fight with Leclerc and Magnussen. We're not quite part of the fight quite yet, but let's see, because you can see there the Haas is getting quite close to the Ferrari car, although the other Haas of Grosjean is getting quite close to me. So we have to try and do some defensive work as Magnussen goes for a move to the inside of the Ferrari. So he's definitely got some sort of issue there. That's not his actual pace, as we now defend quite well from Grosjean there and able to keep it through. Yellow flags behind. It's not for Grosjean. I didn't take him out, I swear. I don't know what's happened there, but someone's off. I think it... Oh, no. Look at the minimap. It might be our teammate. Yes, it is. No! Kubica's been assassinated back by maybe the very Renault that he took out at the German Grand Prix, if you remember. I think he took out Ricciardo. I think that might have just been Ricciardo that just took him out there. So a bit of karma for our teammate, unfortunately. But anyway, we move back to our fight, lap number 3, and look at this. We're catching up to a Ferrari once again. 2 races in a row, we might just overtake a Ferrari. This is really going to be a great PR day for the team. They're going to have an absolute field day here, writing this race report and the headlines here with P8 rotating a Ferrari for P7. Unbelievable, unbelievable, especially considering how our qualifying ended and just generally how the car was feeling on that Saturday. Here we go then, we're closing up, but no, Grosjean's going to spoil the party. He's going to stick his nose in there. It's nearly maybe 3 abreast. He wants to make it, but we go down the inside. It's a ballsy move, and we make it up. We're up into P7. We are flying high here. At this rate, we could actually be on for our best finish yet. Remember, our best finish so far is P5 at the Canadian GP, but if they keep, if people keep DNFing like this or just keep having issues, we could be in the money here. We're up into P3 now, as we're not making a pit stop quite yet. Going to go on for a bit of an overcut strategy here and try to see what we can do in some clean air. But for now, P3, and things are looking good. There's only 14 runners, actually. It's already been a bit of a bloodbath. Only 6 DNFs already. We're only 2 or 3 DNFs off being a record for the number of DNFs in a race in this series so far. As we can now come in now, the very next lap for our pit stop then, onto soft tyres, and I don't know if the overcuts really worked, to be honest. I think we start to lose some time with the tyre wear, but at least we didn't get caught up in any kind of fighting. That could have been a lot worse. So we strap on that set. Thankfully don't get held up this time, unlike Hungary, so at least that's one good thing for us. We don't lose any time in the pit lane then, and we are going to come out, I think it should be, in P7. I think we don't gain anything, but we don't lose anything. Magnussen's still ahead of us, but we're still ahead of Grosjean, still ahead of the rest of the pack, and so we plough on then, and now we got to pray a little bit. There's going to be a bit more carnage up ahead, because I think that's the only way we're going to move any more forward, really, in this Grand Prix, looking at the gaps there on the minimap. And as we move on later into that lap, then we actually might have a bit more carnage here. We're going to have 2 more DNFs. Unfortunately, though, they're behind me, so we don't gain anything from that, so I don't really care as much, but there are only 12 runners now in this Belgian Grand Prix. Absolute madness. Is another bloodbath, and now look at this radio.
Okay, some information on Bottas. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
So Valtteri Bottas up ahead of us has an issue. There's yellow flags up ahead. I wonder if something's gone on here. I think there's a car going slow. We could get one more free position. There's only 11 runners. It's going to be Pierre Gasly. Where on earth is he? There he is. Oh, he's parked up there. He's been absolutely destroyed, assassinated on the grass there. The Red Bull's out. We're up into P6. We're only 1 position off, matching our Canadian GP results. And there's 11 runners. 1 more DNF, and everyone in this race is guaranteed points. That sounds like the kind of race Williams want to be involved in. Anyway, though, we move on. Looking at this top fight here, Bottas trying to fend off Vettel and Verstappen. He's got an issue with the car. Vettel goes down the inside. Verstappen's also trying it there. It's been a little bit of a wide moment. A bit of contact made, I think, between the Ferrari and the Red Bull car. The Red Bull's got past, though, and ahead of the Merc, but he's going wide. Oh, he's got no downforce there. Verstappen's made a mistake. I think he broke his front wing in that incident, and so he's off, and he's real slow on the grass, and so here we come through, powering through. To my surprise, I did not expect Verstappen to be there going so slow, but he is, and we're up into P5. We just overtook Verstappen, pretty legit, because he's not out the Grand Prix, he's still there. He just went off and went very slow, and you know what, just like last episode, look at this camera shot, this replay camera. This is just picture perfect. We're going to be milking this shot for many, many nights after this Grand Prix there. Williams overtakes Max Verstappen at the Belgian Grand Prix. Cheers, Dutch fans crying. So we move to lap number 10. 2 laps to go in this Grand Prix, and we are in P5. We are on to match our best result. I didn't think this was possible. I thought Canada was the absolute peak of our season, but you know what? We've got more to go, because Bottas still has that issue, and Magnussen is catching Bottas, and I am catching those two, because Magnussen is losing some time here, being behind Bottas in his dirty air. And here we go, you can see them just up the road. They're actually within visual distance here, so there's still maybe half a chance. And oh, Magnussen's gone slow. He's got an issue. Magnussen's got an issue. There we go. We're up into P4. It's going to be our best finish ever in the season. How'd you like that? We ended off Saturday with 3 wheels, and today on Sunday we're coming through the bus stop chicane. We can't catch Bottas, unfortunately, for the heralded podium, but we get P4, and that is going to be our very best result in this Road to Glory series so far.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you've pulled through. Thank you.
It was a top job, engineer, but I feel like you're still not getting hyped enough, my man, because that is electrifying. That is 12 whole points for our team. That is going to go a long, long way.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really happy. You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
What can I say? Just looked like no one had any grip out there, you know? Don't tell anyone that our engineers spilled some oil around the track all last night, yeah? Don't tell anyone, yeah? Cool.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
My secret? You know what? There is no secret. It's really just praying for DNFs. I can't lie. That's the strategy we're employing at Williams, and it works.
You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
Yes, I was struggling for grip, Claire. I'm always struggling for grip in this car. It felt very heavy, you know. It felt like the weight of the earth was with us in that car. I think at times we'd do better with a pedal bike, to be honest.
Appreciate your time.
But now, jokes aside, we've got P4 at the Belgian Grand Prix. Absolutely amazing. 10 DNFs in that race, which meant everyone who finished the race scored points. Like I said, that is the kind of race Williams want to enter in every single race, please. But P4, 12 points in the bag. Doesn't change anything for the Drivers' Championship, but the Constructors, we are now ahead of Toro Rosso. We're level on points, actually, so we're ahead on technicality there, but we're ahead of them in the Championship. That is rightfully where we should be, because we used to be there once we, got this P5 result of Canada. We were there, but then we dropped off the pace. We come back there now with a P4, best of the season result. And now, dare I say, should we even try and set our eyes on Alfa Romeo? I don't know if that's too big of a gap there, but you know what? Let's remain positive. Maybe we can just cause some more shithousery later on in the episodes and gain even more positions, you know? We haven't had 11 DNFs yet, 12 DNFs in a race. If that happens, anything's possible. Podium, a win, who knows? 19 DNFs, we could get a win, you know? Make it happen, FI. Engineers, want to get the oil out again on the track, you know? Make it happen, 19 DNFs at Abu Dhabi, that'd be quite cool. I don't think the Arabs would care about if you use their oil. But yeah, we end off that episode, then we have to fix that unfortunate failed drag reduction update, and we're also going to purchase another weight redistribution, trying to make that car as best as we can mid-corner and stop it from sloshing side to side like a slush puppy. But guys, if you did enjoy that episode, then be sure to smash that like button. Let me know your thought in the comments below. If you're on your own tier, you can subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content, and I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye.